Alright, next live I want to make how um notice my videos are natural. So and I'm not coming with no agenda, I'm not coming with no ideology to project. I'm just telling people about my real life. I'm not trying to get you in no if anything, I'll tell you about the good word of God, Jesus Christ. Right? I know maybe my content's been lackluster of it, that's predicated or conducive to the situation. I'm telling you, that's what keep my integrity solid because I grew up off of the teachings of Christ. You see me? I'm human at the end of the day, and when I was going through this was as a child to know to be in 28 to come to realize because all these things that you guys thought was and myself was fairy tale, made up shit, propaganda, or hoaxes. And you say, who would invent these ideas? Why would somebody come up with something like it in the first place for it to be a hoax or some fabrication or somebody's imagination? Maybe we do not understand it. And that's the thing with me, where I realized I didn't understand it based upon the exaggeration to my knowledge, right? But when you go into the Bible, they straight up tell you. But you watching the stuff, the fantastical stuff, and myself on the TV and saying, we're not seeing that. We're not seeing nobody with no wand or no fairy dust or sprinkle around and things transforming or shape shifting or whatever. We're not seeing that. But what we're seeing is elements of the Bible either being portrayed in front of our face. Are we hearing it from far somewhere happening somewhere else? And we now gather together to disbelief because how we are grown, how we came up in this now modern day age, we grew up off of science class. So these things should be a fabrication or some hoax, right? But we get into and realize there's a secret society that's the Illuminati. That's against us. It's spiritual warfare. Necessarily, I don't want to go into too deep into things because I have reformed from certain things and understand certain things that the devil controls this world. He has controlled it from the beginning of the man's downfall of when he disobeyed God and put woman on a pedestal, right? And is it entirely Adam's fault? It's not even about fault, it's about, to me, I come to understand. And I was like Adam, where I was gaslit. I was given false hope, false promises, being an entity that just coming from a blank slate. I don't have nothing to work with. I'm I'm put there, put somewhere where I'm in an environment where I had to, where I would feel like I need to trust these people, and they never shown themselves as trustworthy. And yes, my grandmother had been shallow. I had not understand the situation that I was in, and it was placed upon me. Uh, I did the best to preserve my integrity. I look back on it, I did a lot because they made me feel bad for saying no. For saying no, putting my foot down as a child to a grown man saying no. They came and do some cruel stuff in my space, in my environment, violating me and my grandmother with their communist ideologies, the communist socialist vampiric. Because I was saying, yo, you come and take over my grandmother's and misplace and doing identity fraud because you part of some secret um organization I saying, yo, why these people don't supply you with so you can dominate the world? Why your organization don't give you the starter? Why you had to come and take advantage and exploit my grandmother and her family and eliminate her and her whole entire family and put her grandson in this kind of situation? Why you never do it and wait till I had grown up to age for come and compete with me? In that way, you had to take advantage because you're listening to the devil. You see me? And I'm saying like, cut that part out, cut that part out, cut that part out. You see me? Cut that part out. But it's no longer funny. The gang's talking. I can't stop y'all. I seen that I can't stop y'all. Y'all find it funny. These witches and warlocks. Mostly witches. Mostly witches. Cause when they find me, they're no longer a warlock. They become automatically a witch. Yeah, that's what they prefer to deal with. Attack me. And feel like, you see me, they don't have no care in the world. They want to slander my name. And I don't want to go into no personal. Everything about me, and they're forcing me for always come and tell shit about me so they can use it against me. But I don't know nothing about them. That's what I realize. I don't know nothing about them. Even when they come in my life and was doing all this something, they for manipulate me, they have to make themselves away. I like you see, I wear glasses. They've been poisoning me. They've, you see me, exploiting the ability to say they had access to me at a very young age and circumnavigating information for use against me. Not knowing, say, yo, this Jesus Christ thing, that's the antithesis of your whole movement, this Luciferian movement, is actually real. You see me, bro? It's crazy. It's crazy how it's like they never applied no logics or they never do no real studying. And luckily enough, if they did apply any real something there to their thing, I promise that I would not even be here, bro. Unless the good might of the Lord, because I've realized I've been sinning. And I could have taken advantage of that. But the good Lord kept me. The good Lord kept me out of all my body parts. Of all my body parts. You know, I'm not really. I'm in content with myself. I'm not gonna lie. It's really difficult, but it could have been worse. That's how I always look at it. It could have been worse. Could have been worse, you know? So I'm grateful for the Lord. My grandmother always saying about Chad. You know, that's Chad. You know, I can't, because they have this ruthless way of oppressing people, and they think I'm stupid or arrogant fast because that's how I always been. Right? And I think seeing how being in this country from my era and the people who were before me, they're not types of people who speak against up against nothing. You see me, so I'm the first. I'm the first. You're not going to hear nobody speak up because it's not a problem to them. It's not no problem, or they're too. It's too complex for them to even come. They maybe understand. Some people maybe understand, but like I said, they're not speaking out against it like I do because they're not in a compromisable position like myself. And you know, it's not bothersome to them to be righteous. You know, because it's not like it's being done to them where they're being blackmailed or blackballed. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even care about, as this guy see, I don't even care about being blackballed. I don't even care. You see me? I just not doing. And consciously doing certain things. But these witches, these warlocks, you know, uh, the internet is a very dangerous place. But I had to go on it. Because you never truly know anybody. And like I said, I thought these witches or warlocks is fake until I came to understand certain aspect of voodoo history and some other stuff, cultist stuff, right? And I repent, but I still have to look on the side where, it brought me so far to able to dodge certain things and came to peace with certain things. And I don't know how much my videos can help the world necessarily, because I say like this is just what happens in my country. Like it's not so. I noticed there is a secret. There's been what how helped me so far, and these people are always trying to mark me off as I always constantly talk about, and I say like that don't give you. I don't even care no more seeing what they are. You know, people talking about reptilians and shit like that. I don't quite sure about that part. Um, I'm not quite sure about that part. Whether or not they're reptilians or whatever is going on, because they've been very shady. They've been the ones in my country, and they're very shady. They're very dodgy on the truth. You see me? So they use the truth, and if you witness the truth, they're gonna make you go and seem like you're crazy. And I'm always been a skeptical person, very analytical. As you can see, somebody have to be analytical. As I've delved deep in the Bible, you know, dive deep into the Bible. Maybe not like some people, because I would like to say I'm gifted. I have a gift where, I won't say photographic memory, but I have sharp memory. And certain things resonate with me in a way where, especially if I experience it, I had an experience, it made me, that scripture will make me understand a deeper message. I'm saying talking to people, learning from people, whether directly or through all other alternate mediums like videos, calls, stuff like that, right? Even music have subliminal messages that I even go. I know say certain music you shouldn't be listening to. Certain music I just can't listen to. But you see me, when I see some deep messaging in the music that otherwise is a subliminal message about the agenda in a life, I will take notice to that. And sometimes I do these things where I listen to music and allow it to ingrain into my brain or imprint into my brain. So, because sometimes these songs saying certain stuff in the lyrics, but we normal people don't know what the lyrics them mean, right? Because you're listening to it and you don't know the words, because the words them jumble up and they're saying all sort of nonsense or murmuring. So you don't fully understand. And then certain experiences you're not going to understand, right? Until you can see it. So I allow it to marinate in my brain, listen till I decode or decipher the patterns, the rhythms, what's the narrative of the song, and when I see it, I look for it in society. I look for it in reality. Right? I try to stay as vigilant and as alert, and I put myself out there to certain degrees. Cause I coming from a background of where I did lack support system, stuff like that. I don't want to get too deep into that, bro. That's not why I came to make this video. I'm not saying, yo, I'm a role model or should be. Yes, to me, nobody should be idolizing nobody. And that's the thing with me. Growing up, I never really idolized anybody or had a reason to. I've taken certain things I've seen in media because my reality was really harsh and torn. There was nothing to take from it. So, whatever message I could have get from media, books, certain literature, stuff like that, I take it and I build up myself. And that's my thing, bro. That's my thing. And I'm trying to establish it. I made these videos in an attempt to protect and preserve my name, my reputation. As you can see, I'm no sexual deviant. But I see like how what I want to talk about is how in my generation we were, gaslit and MK Ultra that was ran on us through society, through certain people. We knew people considerably would be in certain traditions and religious tradition would be considered a monitoring spirit. So they try to angle you down a way or a path where they can control you, or you'll do something that you'll become ashamed of. I was always ashamed. I'm no longer, I really not ashamed anymore. They used to use shame to control me, to drain me of my energy. Because that's what it is siphoning energy, right? But I let go of that and preserve. They use anger, they use shame, they try to make you feel guilty about being for yourself or doing. I don't even like to use being for yourself because you're going to ultimately mean selfish. They're going to twist it to mean selfish because I've seen a lot of people monitoring spirits trying to twist my reputation. So I leave in this as, I don't know what is the parameters of how much I should be able to say. Even in this YouTube class thing, I'm not good at that, bro. I'm not good at that. I'm trying to stop curse or cuss, right? Sorry, because cursing is a sin. We should not allow volatile things to exit our mouth because the tongue brings life and death or something like that. I can't really go into that now, but um, I'm trying to resonate with as much positivity as I can. I think I've noticed since a couple of days, I'm still in the same position. Things God still trying to hold things together. I see where God, God really control. I just need to be patient. I think be patient as much as possible. God, you know, this is I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm worthy. It's hard to say you're worthy. But God put people through. I noticed somebody was telling me on my chat about earth angels, right? And I don't disagree with that with myself, and I do feel a lot of sadness and grief, but I'm not trying to make it be the whole. But with all those, because I see myself as those children, and I don't know because this was a freestyle thing more than those white people or those high elitists in with all sort of people backing them and security and shit like that. They can chop people like actually I had to go to public school, and for the most part, especially in prep school, right, where I noticed this is why they want me to be feel discontent or ashamed that I had in prep school. Like I don't even know what it even mean, what it had ever even mean, right? More than hate, more than hate, and they were there too. They were the prominent, the Illuminati people, children. It's just baffling. Say how early they start doing the Masonic work from they come out the belly. And I'm saying like they don't even find themselves or not. They just start and already know how to execute what they say. They may be clumsy to a person like myself, but to organize shit like how they did to move in unison like a demonic legion just to bring me down, because it's really been a fight. I put myself further than where some people would have put themselves. The narratives, this is why I don't agree with the narrative or excuse of certain young black men, or if they whatever the fuck is going on. I don't agree with it. You can't come because our elders who got our ancestors or whatever with you per se, my ancestors and elders that come. My grandmother told me her story. She had to work for the Chinese, and it was difficult because the Chinese wasn't commandeering to melanated people in the first place, but it wasn't like and the opposition was even worse and jealous. You see me? Even times where my grandmother, people would come to the Chinese stores, and my grandmother was put in a position where she have to look for people stealing shit from the Chinese and expose them, right? And who you guess going to be stealing from the Chinese? What group of people? Other Chinese people? Nope. So my grandmother wasn't, from my understanding, wasn't very much beloved, and she made it through. She even stories, and I wish I could have go back and tell her it was because I remember growing up and feeling a certain way. I tell her let go. She felt like alright. There was an instance where she had went over to somebody part. This is why she never like me going over certain people houses, because she have an idea, but she never know what's really going on, right? Especially with these people in the house, she never like me going over nobody's house after these people came in. Because I remember when I was young, yo, Christmas used to be. I know I say a lot of shit, but these people weren't here for judge it for going like say, oh, me live good life. Time for the devil to come in, right? So every Christmas, my grandmother would bring us out, and we go on the mall, and we go shop around and shit like that. You see me? We go shop around. Um, Christmas holidays in the Caribbean used to be the best when I was an infant, from my memory, because you would come back and then you watch the local TV. Local TV used to hot back in the day, almost better than the shit you would watch on fucking y'all international shit or y'all cable, right? And then for double it up, and then you get your cereal, your fruit cake. And my grandmother used to have these little toys thing too, where she give people. I would get on sweetie and shit like that. but I wasn't really funded in Sweetie. I was more funded in um I don't remember. I know I was understanding the world, animals, shit like that. I used to like watching Discovery Channel. I wasn't no dark person or no occultist or not. None of that stuff used to go on with my grandmother. It came with these people with their black magic and their voodoo and their spirit cooking. And I always used to judge them for it, not judge them, but wonder why they're watching this stuff on the TV as all the people are repeating it because there is meaning to it. You see me? There is meaning to it. There's meaning to it. And it's like they were looking for certain signals or synchronicities themselves from certain higher up principalities like Beyonce, Jay-Z. These my grandmother don't care about those people. She's an old time person. And then she's an old time person, so she never really fascinated with those stuff. But the miraculous part about it is how people can claim to be a family and not be the same race as you. Ethnically, and this whole discrimination against my family, and they try to disguise it as multitude of things. That's why it came out as a communist thing. First, it was because we're uptown. Then it's because we last name have some. And we black people are just coming out. I remember my grandmother. I don't know. My grandmother taught me some certain things, and then I heard it from other people, other mediums and platforms and literature. But I don't know if it's just a secret, because it's a thing that she shared with me alone. She never shared with these people. I guess they don't have nothing to do with us, really. But my mind did mess up. I see it now. The thing is, I don't like to be objectified. I know that came out of the blues, but the objectification stuff, it coming from a different place where I wonder about people, and I will start believe that you're part of the Illuminati. Cause for objectify me now, you want to believe I can become your slave or be controlled through some means or forms. And you want to control me. These people want to control me because and don't give me no opportunity, no leverage, none for leverage between any of us. They're not okay with that. They just want to control me to death. And I don't know why this extreme need to be exalted against me where no else is being done but to Chad. So Chad have a different fight. Chad have a different fight where I never really even pissed you off in the first place. You just came with all sort of not acknowledging that I'm a child because they're trying to draft me as a man and gaslight me as if I can take us so they can, because their sister are not into, so they have to draft me as a man. So I can go on like I can be accountable, because I noticed that's the same thing I saw other people that I attended high school with and even prep school. They would talk about certain things and then it give me alludance now growing up. So, people taking advantage of him for money or for give for them family money, and I was a really theme family. Cause I had a friend, a friend who used to be openly gay. He wasn't my friend. He was the friends. You know how black women are. They want, and I keep on talking about this. Everybody talk about the same thing. I've been talking about it from high school, and people trying to write me off as if them trying to twist it up and try to make it into turn it into me as a virgin and make me feel like this and that rate. You see me, bro? Because it's also these people don't respect Christ, right? And they're trying to do some kind of ritual were equivalent to some MK Ultra they did in Egypt. That's the most I get it from it. But you know, um, from what I can interpret, that and this is why you know that my shit is that natural, because I don't have everything plot out. This is not for no agenda purposes. I don't have any agenda. All I can do is direct you to Christ. You see me? Christ, Jesus Christ. I've been reading how I've able to manage to survive so long is through the word of God, especially when I don't have anything like food or resources, shit like that, and I'm totally isolated. Yo, to tell you the honest truth, they used to make me feel uncomfortable about being by myself. That's the spiritual attack. Now I'm very comfortable coming to know that, you know, the populace of people and being an adult, the populace of people around the world, you know, it's not, you know, I'm not trying to exalt anything. You see me, bro? But coming to know that information along with how much, even if they're not, because this is the thing, we being shepherded by certain people who are not what we think they are. I said it many times and I said it, I think, irrationally, and I give myself that one for, you know, others, the conspiracy against me. So I talk about it in my other videos. I'm not saying, yo, go watch out. All my videos are shit like that. I'm not about that. That's not what my content is about. You see me? Whereas I'm in a detriment like this, no, I don't really care whether or not you subscribe or like. It's not. I'm not looking for to be in the head of the algorithm or anything. I'm just okay with this being on the internet or being having a voice, right? So, you know, I used to be ashamed. I used to be very ashamed, bro. Very ashamed. You see me? I used to shame how I look. I used to be shame over this because it is the spiritual warfare they're using and to try and manifest certain things. Um, I had taken back my power in a time where I feel like is ideal for me. Because when I was younger, I would not be able to take back my power to this extreme or come to this kind of understanding as I do now and acceptance. You see me? Because the grief and whole heap of things that was making me spiral. I wouldn't say necessarily out of control, but I was spiraling. You see me? God, that's them trying to play with my kundalini. But that's maybe my perspective. But I feel like I've awakened to the truth of reality, and it's more than think, and it's baffling. It's obvious, not obvious. It was, you know, certain things was really suspect. But first, these violent stuff, yo, is exactly like that. That's crazy, Illuminati. Yo, I never had to do nothing to piss them off unless some my father had done to piss these people off or my mother or my grandmother. To me, it seems like it is a racial tension thing where jealousy, a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of these wrathful feelings come up. and would make them to exert these things and do these things spiritually monitor, because I know they know a lot about my family and I don't know nothing about theirs. You see me? They can't tell me one dirty something my family do more than the stuff, the allegations they're making up to manipulate me, where I come in to now say that's not true. That's not true. It's just convenient that you don't know how you're damning yourself. You don't care. They don't care how much they're damning themselves. They just want to get their way in this life. And I'm saying, how much is it for have lived a heinous life like what you have created for yourself, just so you can freely do whatever you want to do? You see me? Just so you can burn in hell. Because what they want to now believe after they've taken on the Luciferian shit, hell is not real. This is why I feel like certain people trying to extend their life feel as if they can extend their life to avoid hell. You know, that's the conclusion I come into from what I see. They're trying to extend their life so they don't end up in hell, so they can stay here and torment all the people who still are still gaslight you, still force you to commit to them agenda. It's like SpongeBob. This is why I say they're making these references, and SpongeBob had a lot of synchronicities that it's something they don't want us to touch into, because you're going to look like a quack. You get me? You're going to look like a quack. You see me, bro? But the people who come to talk about these things, is where I'm noticing is them putting these labels on it. These Illuminati people putting the people who sacrificing people is talking about this world is like SpongeBob. Why are they saying that? 6 out. And I'm not trying to say nothing. I start up nothing. I'm using this individual as a reference. And they're probably taking too much drugs while they acting out. Some of them take drugs. I don't know about everybody, because they try to make it seem like they're decent. But what would drive somebody to feel comfortable in their skin for do these things? I don't know. For underhand somebody who never done nothing to them to come around and feel like it's justified for come and attack them just because of their sexuality and their biological gender, how they're biologically structured, and their ethnicity. Only for things, bro. But it's crazy, y'all. I try to be. It's kind of scary, but I read the Bible, fear not, and thou has walked through the valley of the shadow of death. They shall not do me no harm. I don't know if I haven't been put in a way where I can't do nothing definitive. Being impartially, when I never had on any glasses, it was hard to maneuver, and especially at the time where I was in that mindset where I need to defend myself. It was hard, because you have to essentially find other ways, because I can't see so far. I can't even see the words on this, so it was hard getting the resources to acquire the glasses to see, especially as a child coming out from being in a hostage situation, and judged like, oh, man, I know power, man, I know this is what they and then went around the place and politically create a smear campaign for try make me seem as if diminutive, or I don't know what, I don't get at what they was trying to do in the first place. I don't really get it. But bro, it was to try and seem like make it seem like being corrupt was masculine or being privy to all powers, because they was trying to gaslight me as if these people were running this fraud. My family was actually my family, and just because they had me near as hostage meant something, like for downplay or make me look instinct like me is the bad guy, me is to be scrutinized, and they just twist everything and it never made any sense. This is why I make the parallel to SpongeBob, because as a city with a governance, right, Bikini Bottom, and we all hearing the Epstein files, right, with the connection with the island and the Nickelodeon and the location and shit like that. People can go into that. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about the parallel, right? Where I noticed the same thing in reality, where certain people are saying, yo, you is a complete idiot, just like Patrick. But somehow, the same thing. And what's the thing with Patrick? Patrick is a transgendered, because actual starfishes have both sexual capacities, as I'm going to say, that they're a single cell organism that can reproduce by themselves. That in itself is mind blowing. And a lot of people right now trying to twist the truth and the nature of what is, because I see certain people saying, well, I don't agree with, like, these people are the first set of people. People where human, God made them first. So I'm saying, like, if it was got to go on with the Bible, then they would be Satan, because they hate us, because that's what other vibe I always constantly getting off from going to school with them, they're not being able for dunk, shit like that. They're not being picked for play sports unless it's them controlling it. And even when they're controlling it, they still have to pick you, because they have to pick somebody who can actually play the sport. You see me, for make up a team. So, when they even brought their ball, I still would be playing. You see me? The only time they're not playing is when the older guys them take over and say, yo, on a move, on a scrum. And then it's only me and the older guys where we're actually men. You see me, bro? That's how they used to do it back in the day. The older guys not telling us to be. I don't know if they even knew. They just never seen. They just seem like they just associate them with wealth, right? They found them a nuisance. I understand, because they're delusional. They think they have the highlights of the actual athletes, like Messi and shit like that. They make all sort of obsession over that, And I think it's them mostly tech, because I don't even watch sports. It's mostly because I'm into black, because they're not even into black culture. Like, I would have been, like, growing up, no, I never seen anybody, like that, coming off like that. They came off like they're white. And I noticed the requirements in my country to be white is different from other states, countries. It's not based upon color. It's based upon blood quantum, and for them, the country's blood quantum is different from other countries. So to be a white person, a class as a white person, you have to be, like in America, you'd have to be of a certain class, or came from a certain genealogy, but nope, not here. So this is where the confusion stem from, because certain people can play in your face, play mind games in your face, when, you know, then don't look necessarily white or have no look like they mixed with white to you. So they can play off as if they come from the poor class for try get it, because everybody's an agent. How I grew up, everybody was an agent playing off, trying to coup de grace you, coup de grace me. Um, and it's always with the semantics, and they always know more about this and that. But when it came off to the academic or understanding of reality and shit like that, then they hold no place in that, because that's not their interest, because their whole interest is to cheat their way to the top. They always know they're like rats. They always know the shortcuts. Where I didn't, because the whole thing, their thing worked off our links. Privy to certain information where I necessarily wouldn't care about. I don't care about Jeffrey Epstein. I would never be care about it. I would have been terrified. I don't care about the Illuminati, hip hop, whatever figure, you know, that way. I never wanted to become no celebrity. You see me? Or famous. And they try to project these things onto you to feel like they need to stop you. You see me? So it's really complicated, because it's pure chaos. It's pure chaos, and it's hard to assess. It's hard to assess because it coming from a primitive sense of self, like an animal, you know? But it's coordinated in a way where it's going to do damage, because the complete lawlessness and ferocity. You know, so I'm humbling myself to God. I'm making this video as an attempt to I never know. I never had to do these things. It's not that I never had to do. I was in terror. I was in, you know, a lot of things I never want, you know, and seeing that they're replacing people, doing destiny swap and shit like that. You know, I have to be very cautious. I had to be very cautious. The thing is, they're not going, they're not going to kill me because I said so much that they don't want to kill me to make it seem like well, everything I said was right. So I've done the work. You see me? They want to play y'all for feel like, this guy not hot. Y'all seen everything going on. If you're taking notice, that even in the previous videos, I don't only focus upon my issue, because I'm telling you that it's synchronicities that's going on in the world that is from agenda-based groups. So that's why, you know, I made extreme measures to put it out there from coming from a third world country. You know, you're not going to expect much from it. Well, what it seems like people don't not going to expect. Although, historically, my country is dealt with revolutionary people. I'm not going to say as a revolutionary, because they're trying to downplay it so much. You know, so I have to go with Christ. You know, bro, I don't look to be remembered or idolized or as anything, because the things I did was with the way how they've attacked me so wonky. You know, I don't know if it's my personal relationship with God or stuff like that made me, because I already had a sense of heightened awareness where, you know, I can differentiate the bullshit from what's true. But the truth, always skeptical and with it. And I can be going through complete chaos and still micromanage to able, especially God always sends something in my life or bring a safe haven or bring somebody in my life or give me some, like even right now I have access to do these things. I was worried I wouldn't be able to contact nobody no more, so I was saying like, yo, from I realized, I just calm down, settle down, and just, I'm not trying to attack anybody. People saying, certain people on the internet saying, people know I'm not gang stalking. Bro, anybody on the internet telling you, say, me, Jean, Raman Murdoch, gang stalking you or whatever. I don't know. I don't have, no, nope. Nope, I have, I'm my life too extreme for, I don't get time for do that. I'm constantly either researching, at this current moment, I'm researching and ciphering through information, and I even use AI sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I cheat because sometimes my head being a spiral place, and the whole heap of pain and shit like that, like actual pain. So sometimes nowadays I just use the AI to cheat. I just say, yo, put in a scripture into this and say, make the AI break it down for me. So you see me, I can't say it's entirely me, my, well, I put out the work though. Ask the right questions, forget clarity. Because my thing is clarity. Now, when you have clarity, and you can act accordingly. You don't have to feel. You can let go. You know. Um, like I said, people should go. I don't know how far certain people reach in life, where if it's a lot of, because this is why they get you to blackmail you or trying to get the kids to be into homoerotic tendencies, right? So they feel so ashamed of themselves that they hate God or hate Jesus Christ. Or they do the extreme thing like transition, and they realize now, they start blaming God. Like, why God made me do this shit? That's what I've been avoiding the whole of my life, sir. I ain't not gonna look back. When I see them put me in a dress when I was 5, I say, you see me, that's what came to my mind and heart. Right? I'm not gonna make these people control my patterns where I'm being so cruel, and because they were laughing. They were laughing. So that's when I put that a stop to this shit. I never wore a dress again. I don't even know how, as a child, I don't even remember how they got me into a dress. But that's when my awareness awoke in, where I realized I'm not supposed to be in a dress. Because why would they be laughing? You see, man, I already got introduced to certain things. Like, my grandmother used to make me watch G.I. Joe and certain Thundercats and certain other masculine cartoons, where I had an idea of masculinity, and I've exalted this so much that it became extreme, that it became the only thing about me, to me, because all sort of people try to exaggerate my persona or whatever. And I mostly had been a quiet guy because, I'm not made any much connections anymore out here. Like, I used to have friends, but it's a lot of backstabbing, and I see why. I see why they would like good for go along with the crowd, and I see why. You know, and I feel like is God do that for me because you know these witches and warlocks try to make you feel as if what they're doing is okay. This kind of relationship is okay, and this is the mere reason why it's not okay. Cause look what you done. Cause I saying, imagine if I taken on, all right, not me. Imagine you take on a trans hermaphrodite person, right? And then you love this person. This person make it seem like they love you. They maybe love you, you know. But if their people are kind or whatever going on, say, that nigga they're not good, they're gonna move away from you. So you see the friendship or the relationship was based only upon how you made them feel at that time. You see me? But the moment that gone, that feeling they're gone, and they no longer need that feeling, I feel like they're not fighting for you. Like how you would fight for them, how you would be tricked to fight for them because you think they're just, because sometimes they come in, you know? You see me, bro? You don't want judge, you never want judge, you never want, you know, compare them to other, you know? And they gaslight you. And you clearly see the difference. You clearly see the difference, bro. That's why I stated so much on my platform. Because they've been gaslighting me and tricking me to molest me the whole time. And I would not have any clue. I would not have any clue because they never, first of all, I don't know if I came out and said this, but it took time. If somebody had to, who have another platform for themselves, sit down and take the time to break this shit down because it's level street. And I see the levels that they're talking about because that's what I witness. That's what I witness, and I'm saying like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. How much that means this is why the Bible said you can't trust in man. Don't trust in man. Because many times man is not man. It's not a man behind that. You're just assuming because of the appearances of their attire they choose to wear that day. Because sometimes they change, they swips up. They swips up, sometimes they come near you as something else. You know, I don't know if it's shape shifting or whatever, but I don't know. But they come, even sometimes they'll be the same in the same body or same attire, but they shape shift. They shape shift inside. You see me? You shape shift or there certain things going off inside of them. Sometimes you see evil spirits coming out of them. And you know, I don't want to seem like a creep because I know they've been exploiting this crazy term and I'm saying like, yo, the earth has been breached. How can we claim say people crazy, right? You know, I remember in my how the days where I just saying I don't know what the fuck is going on. You see me? So it caused me paranoia and confusion. You see me? Yo, bro, like yo, when I came of age, like in my 20s, and started smoking weed and grab, I couldn't do without it because that liquor needs in my brain. Why these people doing this? Why this? Why that? Why that? You see me? What the fuck is going on in this world? Now I come to an understanding, a complete understanding. At first, I was even, when I came to find out, I was mad. I was angry because they were still gaslighting me to be this macho male that no one's ever been. No one's ever been but in the movies. In this day and age, no one's ever been but in the movies. It's just lies. Lies. The people just gaslighting you, telling you lies about themselves or making things seem like it's a certain way. when it's not. And then you see now the exposure all around the world, all around the Western Hemisphere, certain things that don't add up. And you say, after all that effort you put out to bring in this life for just come now and flop yourself. You flop your own self. You see me? And we did not ask you for this. This is why you gave us some watered down bullshit. You see me? It's barely even you can call it art. That's why you're not even calling it art. You see me? Because you're just doing it for the agenda and just to be famous. You see me? You see me? Because they want to be treated like one of those. No. I don't remember the name. You see me? But yeah. You know, I don't have nothing to exalt about it. I just wanted to come find a space to talk about it freely. And maybe YouTube must maybe be the worst place. Instagram. You see me? But I get certain things off my chest and head. And then it put out, because I know they're trying to make it seem like, yo, certain things is that, you see me? And I'm saying to trust in my words. Why would they attack me? Why would they do these things, extreme things then? Because if I'm not one of them, because it seems like they're all cool with each other, regardless of wherever avenue, is all been a big hoax, it's all been a big trick. That's why they're showing me, you know. They don't care. The boss say, oh, this one is from the ghetto, this one is up top. That's only was for me. Because I was an actual man. You see me? So this is the feminist shit where feminism, because why you people trying to make these men feminists? Also, so these people can blend in. You get me? Because it's all about blending in. The people who they can't attack directly, they want y'all to create, like, you know, when we play basketball, you screen. They want you to create a screen for them so they can come and dunk on me in the spirit world. You see me? You see me? So they want the normal people like myself who they can't attack because you protected. You too protected. Unlike me, they broke down my something there. So I'm not as protected as you. So they want to come and take a alley whoop on me and then no, make it seem like, you see me? Because this is the thing. I can't accept these narratives, even if you doing it out of fear. I can't accept these narratives out of fear because now they're going to create these narratives as if I'm doing things for you to come and know. Because now the only time they want to make things look bad, homosexuality look bad, when it's me. Because you see how I'm wearing pink? I don't have no discomfort, but for some reason when I wear pink, is to exalt this extremity, say, oh, I'm probably is a homosexual. Why are you doing that? Why? Because people trying to make you feel comfortable, say, I'm no danger or threat to you. You trying to twist it like me is you know. You get me? You are trying to project. You see me? Because I'm not hiding from nothing. I don't have no problem with my sexuality. Maybe I did. Maybe I used to not question it, but I used to want to exalt myself, say, because these people gaslighting me and trying to make it seem like, oh, if me is not around all these women, or if me is not in polygamous relationships, I'm a fag. That's basically it. And I'm saying like, when my mind had to mature enough, because from, and then in my 20s, crazy. I heard all forms of rhetoric. You see me? It even made me broke down and cry. Because I'm saying like, yo, as a man, I'm saying, all right, this individual who said in a story, somebody impersonating your uncle, and you necessarily have to go along with it, right? They're not your uncle. They're not even whatever you think they are, right? But this person is your uncle, right? You know, trying to they're trying to embellish you into some form of culture or cult, right? And I don't know, but so for some reason that I have one girlfriend, it was a problem because I don't have two, so they can't help me or support me because it frustrates them so much that I only have one girlfriend. So I say like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. If I did show them two, now I need three girlfriend. So your sister is not meant for you to win. It's just pure ignorance. You see me, bro? And two, they have this because but these people were listening betrayed me. So it was pointless. It was pointless me calling on this person what I had my back and was questioning what I was going through, right? Meaning like question me what I telling them and I showing them say, yo, this is what I'm going through. Listen to what this guy's saying. All right, listen to what this individual is saying, right? Don't this sound crazy to you? Until the person who playing your uncle realize that somebody else on the phone and now he hung up. And then you were now discussing with the person, this person is clearly on their side. You see me? So I just leave certain things alone. You see me? I'm just thankful. So I managed to reach so far. Because the discrimination, I've seen a lot of people lost their life. And I see a lot of people where they gone off to lose their life. You see me, bro? I seen some crazy extreme stuff with these people how they do. Like the first girlfriend I had, which was in high school, right? Her name was Tessica. I don't remember her last name. I have to uphold this, although I'm in this I was in this I was confronted with the fact that how our relationship had ended off, right? So I would never suspect that this would have ended up for her, because you know, you see me, I tell the grooming, the shit these women do, the grooming, because they follow trans people and listen to trans people. I make them groom them this and make them do all sort of violent stuff to act like an idiot, like a complete idiot for no reason, thinking that this is the pinnacle of femininity or some I don't know, sex or being sexy or I don't know. I don't know. But I do understand from her lines of coming from, you see me? As she would say, in poverty. I coming from poverty myself. It's just that the locations them was different. You see me? She had more freedom than me at that time. You see me? So I would be just go home after I done school. I just go straight home. Certain things I'd go home at certain times, try to reach home at certain times because I want to finish up my homework if I and I'm gonna make it seem like I always been doing my homework. You see me? That's where I used to make them tell them, but being an adult now, sometimes I used to not slack off. But I'll leave it for later on or some shit like that. Or you see me, if I couldn't produce it, then I'm not stressing myself about it. Because I'm telling you, I come from the Bible. You see me? So, you know, then I grew up on shows like Billy and Mandy. That was a big one, expose what's going on. But then and I used to listen, not really listen, but vaguely. Vaguely, I used to like the interactions, the movie clips of the show of the band Gorilla, and I wanted to understand what was going on in this whole thing because I kind of get the symbolism and shit like that, seeing that is all around me. And I always think there's an internal power within yourself, and then seeing that the message is not so clear. So now if I come out and find out what was it exposing all the shit what's going on, made a song with Popcorn, shit. You see me? I use certain characters like from iconic shows that we, meant a lot to us, like fucking Powerpuff Girls. Some of the characters in there were, and we knew, but we never know. Cause we just thought it was like, remember him? Remember him? Remember him, the evil red guy with the claw like Santa Claus? It's all symbolic, bro. You wouldn't think so, yo. You think this is just a silly cartoon for kids, for both genders, whether boys or girls, giving females, you know, bro. I don't know, bro. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, because sometimes I never like to sit down and watch masculine things all the time, like watch all these sports with these men, sweaty men. Sometimes I just want to chill out, see some girls getting some work done and doing, that's how I thought as a child. You see me? I was really intuitive with being, a heterosexual man. So, but just to be honest, I like to see them the tight suit or whatever with those females. Like next show, I used to like Totally Spies. I watched some of the Barbie films because I grew up off of Alice in Wonderland. Because remember those stories with Alice in Wonderland? It's always the girl was the main character, right? Snow White, all them Disney shit there too. I know you see the agenda and you say like, you think all of these things were harmless or, those creativity. And then, to me, like, being in such a shallow, dark place, it brought me some joy until afterwards I realized this joy was fake. I needed to do things that were tangible that would have helped me and support me in real life. So it never really, after a while, those shows lose its nostalgia because it never, to me at the time, it never really taught me no message that I could observe pushing me forward. Right? Remember Lilo and Stitch? You see me, I know a lot of people might, and I seen say the whole time these trans people, because they don't like it, they don't like these shows because it made them feel either excluded or, I don't know, upset or whatever. I don't know. Like they see it as mockery. You see me? Because when you see him, when you see him now, and him doing all that wayward shit, you can see how that's the complex of the complexity of how they operate. Because that's how I see them. And the next one, Zim Invader. Zim Invader used to be my shit. You see me? It's like ironic. They're producing these contents or shows that might like featuring stuff that it happening to all of us. It's right around all of us. It's just maybe you are not aware or you're not experiencing the bad part of it. Maybe conducive to your ethnicity, your status, or the country you live in, or but Being in the Western Hemisphere, we all know say these things going on. We see it now. We see say invaders was alluding to sir, cause they're feeding us crap. They're poisoning us to dumb us down. Just like in SpongeBob, right? Another parallel, right? They dumbing down the people in a bikini bottom by making them swim around in aisle. What the aisle do when fish swim around in it? It make them sick and it make them move slow. Like a retard. That's why everybody retarded. You see me? And some of them surface level just base like starfishes are retarded. Starfishes are retarded. You see me? Corals are retarded. You see me? So certain examples they make are psychology and archetypes in the show is accurate, and we're seeing this in real life, but they don't want us to catch on. I don't know what is the placement with them, because they're still producing this content. To me, it don't seem like they care. When you break down, I broke down before this whole internet thing came about. I think I was the first on the internet to say it, but nobody really took no observation to it till they did their own research and see for themselves. So Nickelodeon means we don't care about God, or so trouble like that. You see me? Cause I used to be not a conspiracy theorist, but I noticed certain things were symbolically going on. And I always, when I was young, and what my grandmother used to make me watch the Nickelodeon's awards. I remember the first Nickelodeon's awards with, is it the woman that played Roseanne? She did have dark hair, right? And she acted one of them Nick at Night shows. She present the awards show, and Spider-Man, he had something featuring Spider-Man where they're playing this game where Spider-Man had to escape from Goblin. I don't know if anybody would remember, but I remember clearly, vividly in my brain. Right? Now in the awards, now them introducing this slime, this green slime thing, and I always found it weird. Don't green slime have associated with from the mythos I coming from, say green slime based upon all the Disney movie. Green slime have to do with something with witches. And maybe I'm the first to come and say that now too. And then now we can see that the technology they're using now for show slime on these children and adults, right? They can edit it back in the wherever them edit shit, right? And make it look like something else. You see me? Why they do that? You know, it's not even an attack, bro. It's not even an attack or exaltation or anything. It's clear. It's clear. And I used to grow up on, you know, this is the only show that never had no real elements of symbolism. Yeah, it did have elements of symbolism to perversion and grooming children. The thing is, I've been grooming reality, and then I would have take a preference to this show and then saying, yo, I'm an artsy person. I used to draw, I used to make songs and do stuff like that and dance. Right? So I would take to show, because even people in society in Jamaica think that, oh, I wanted to become like a Disney star, Nickelodeon star, become some celebrity. And I'm saying, how? When I live here, I was in this desperate situation. No, never. No, even after I grew up, real early. I stopped gravitating to these shows. I stopped gravitating to these shows because there was nothing. These shows have empty messages. Because these people not looking for live a real life. They're trying to become a superstar in the show, or there's some superhero or some crazy stuff where don't even realistic to us. Right? Older shows used to be more realistic. Like Jimmy Neutron. I say, that's skeptical, people with skeptical, and that I agree. But I just showing you the times, you know? Um, so Victorious. I used to watch iCarly, but I wasn't a big iCarly fan. Uh, I used to catch Big Time Rush, but I wasn't a Big Time Rush fan. I'm growing in a household with certain people, so they used to take to those stuff, right? I was more of the sci-fi type where I watched Toonami. That's the kid I was after a while. Toonami, right? So with the little sprinkle in, I'm more, because I'm a Westerner, and I would say I was a prideful Westerner, right? So I never really take to all these weedy shit. You see me? I would never sit down and watch a slice of life anime, because majority of the animes I have watched have deep messages of occultistic messages, or showing you certain spiritual systems or spiritual techniques, you know, that I also grafted. Well, I tried to graft and implement it at one point of time, but I just leaving it up to God. Because I seen that these people was trying to trap me in this delusion, say I can fix everything myself. Uh, it's been way beyond me, and it was good when a good run. It wasn't really a good run for me per se, but it brought me to, to feel comfortable in my own skin as a man, where I wouldn't necessarily want to be anybody else. You see me? I don't this because I have understanding of what happened, and learning about the Bible and God's word saying, say, yo, I'm an earth angel or chosen one, where the devil have to attack you from early, because I would have come, if I wasn't grown under this kind of wickedness, I would have come and be a triumph to the devil, especially in a comfortable environment. Me would have been on the devil's case. You see me? And this would have give me not being would have give me more voice and validity and confidence too, for come out and tell y'all, and y'all wouldn't because I don't have the bling or certain things that people have. I don't have no support system or backup. And I'm saying, like, I definitely would have come speak out. Like how I'm speaking out, I wouldn't be into the Babylon system. I wouldn't be into the Babylon system if people know what I mean. You see me? I wouldn't be, because what God said, the root of all evil, money is the root of all evil. So to climb certain ladders, after a certain point of time, it looked like you had to take on certain things. And I would be totally against it, especially how I come from a decent family. I'd be totally against it. I wouldn't do anything weird, because what the whole exaggeration of what it seems like what I should have done is been hypersexual with these individuals, so to create a band. And to me, you see me, like you're seeing with the whole P Diddy shit with the exposure and shit like that. I never once thought it's like the way how vicious these people is, that wouldn't even come to my mind. And even if it was like that, I still would have been like, yuck. And I know it. Because they're grooming me to stay like that too. Because of the cultural understanding what they come up with, say Jamaicans anti-Batmanism because of slavery. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. They want to be impulsive around you. This is why I don't trust them. Because I see they're very, no matter how old they is, they're impulsive. And then when you reject them, they get mad and want to be violent and go on crazy with you. Want to go on crazy with you and hit you with a shovel. Hit you with a shovel and smear your reputation to their self. Cause it's like them creating an echo chamber. Run back and go tell the next channel lies about me and they go believe it. Cause they don't like me. So, and then this is what they do to try confuse you. You see me confuse me and then I say like I have to let that go because I say like yo, you think I really care if all of y'all is the same. That's just creating a circle jerk. You see me? Because they don't know what they're doing, bro. They think they're clever and don't know that there's actual terms, these are actual things people do all the time. You just doing it in a barbaric, primitive way. You see me, bro? So you're not fooling me. You're just telling your brother. You're just telling your brother. This is your demonic voodoo witchcraft. Which I attack, spiritually attack me. So I don't even care. I deal with God because it's Jesus Christ told me that y'all vipers. Then for read up the fucking what you call it sign Epstein files for sister y'all clones or whatever the fuck is going on for there. Y'all made from lizards. And the Bible reference that, Jesus referenced that, the goddamn Quran say yo, y'all jinn mixed with scorpion, mixed with goddamn snake or lizard. You see me? So this is where I think the lizard thing come from. Maybe these certain people being possessed by demons or they're going through some demonic evolution where they know about the cultism practice. Because I see we're in Egypt where this is why they worship the cat. Right? Not only because of certain frequencies, but the cat, you know, the cat with the snake eyes slit in its eyes is an evolutionary trait where develop because majority of cats have pupils, like round pupils. These are the docile ones. How I would know? I had cats. Dominic, my second cat I had, right? And they sacrificed all of them, all of my animals. But Dominic, he never had no split, and he was timid, calm, he was gentle. He was a gentle spirit, and he never had no slit in his eyes. You see me, but he wasn't evasive or he never go out and hunt like, or you would see those more feral cats do. He would have just like depend for me to give him food or somebody to feed him. You see me? So, you know, he never went through that transition or spiritual right. You know, because the more sadistic the cats are, the more malevolent you're going to see the slitting of them eyes. You see me? You're going to see the slitting them eyes. Because what they do is allow terrorize the fucking animal where they're hunting, like either bird or I seen it because I had another cat named Fiona. Her name Fiona is not a male. Fiona is not a female. I don't know what's going on. You see me, bro? Because they told me that Fiona was a male female cat when it was a kitten. So I named her. I'm thinking that it was a male cat, female cat. I call it Fiona. Cause the movie that was during that time, the hottest movie was Shrek, right? So when he grew up, we realized, say, yo, he had a bulge. So I said, like, yo, you see me, you see me. I wasn't determining what was going on, but that it is somebody explained just says I'm cat and I say okay. Because we never see no genitals. But they can reach back inside themselves. I had trained Fiona, you know, so Fiona had the slit in his eyes. And he was more independent. He never used to listen to nobody. The only person who would have listened to is probably me. You see me, everybody else him scratch up. Right? Because you know, animals spiritual and they know things. They can see, sense your frequency or whatever. But Fiona took to me and Fiona ran away. Hopefully, that's what I put in my head that Fiona ran away. But you know, they killed Dominic. I came home and see his dead body. I saw his dead body. But yeah, enough about my life. You know, and this is the thing that they confuse me to feel like I need to constantly tell the people about my life. So yeah, yes, me give them something for God. Because this is how they come into my life. They always come and go like, oh, they into shit that I into. Right? And even from a standpoint where certain things are outgrow, that's to show you how long ago they've been watching me. That they come now with things that necessarily have outgrown and seem childish, and I would take it as offense. Or something that I used as a distraction. As I use as a distraction for people who was monitoring me, my activities that just show me so that right, the honeypot work. I say, yo, these people been watching me, right? Like for instance, I don't say anything wrong with it. I know I say majority, but I don't care about what people think about. But I don't play Minecraft, but I watch certain videos. I'd watch certain videos. I still even watch it now. Not really to in depth, but being in such an environment where I don't have much to do. Like look at it. It's raining. You see some of the things that going on in society, especially from my standpoint of being, it's just too much. I seen it. I don't glad say come out. I don't glad say come out or other people was going through worse than me. Cause I understand where being in a position where you can't fight or whatever. And these people spiritually attack you. These people actually, they come into, this is why I don't like to talk. They get into your dreams. They fucking get in, cause they have the ability to do that. Them witches go into your dreams. They imprint in your brain and go into your dreams so they can control your destiny. You see me? That's basically all I can say. Cause that's why I don't even like dreaming. You see me? Because they overwhelm you so much and fuck up your nervous system so much. You see me? You see me? I don't even. I try to focus on real life because real life is more, treacherous than wherever I could have dreamed. Bro. I'm not going to dream away. I especially how I was trying to get my life together. Cause that's how they're making it seem like I just was doing something wrong or something. They want me bend so I can sacrifice me. Cause I'm saying, yo, how you guys have it so sweet? Where these people have to put out actual effort. All you do is just plop yourself down in my house and then come with all sort of chaotic shit from the jump, and then y'all be just passing me around to each other and giving, sharing information with each other and then going on like y'all following any form of judicial system and then judging me when I look like shit. Not really shit, but from their standpoint, like how I look like unshaved, bushy, my hair is grown out and shit like that. Cause whenever I do come to, and I don't understand, if you're not me, I don't have to deal with why you're jealous of me braiding my hair or looking well put together. Cause it seems like an attempt for cause to them these are the things what matter. You see me? Even if when I was like that, when they was just still twisting it for going like I was some privileged uptown youth or this and that, and then no, said that's not true. Because all uptown people, from their standpoint, you see me, is transgender. They're transformers. They're transformers. All my neighbors are transformers. Majority of my neighbors who come from this or whatever them was this transformers. It's barely any. It's just one. I'm not really bring no heat under this because I never really know, and this is why people need to loud things out. Cause some people me take on things for no reason, bro. I don't know. Cause I say the political smear campaign. This is why they do it. This is why they do it, bro. But I say like, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm grateful for somewhere to stay, shelter and stuff like that. And I have access to the internet to ease my mind and even go through the Bible, Cause I can't deal with the hassle with running up and down and shit like that. You see me? You see me moving place to place, and these being exposed to these people. Cause you see me, bro, I can't deal with conversing with them. So I just meditating, keeping calm until God do something for me again. You see me, and I might not have any food, but I do have mango trees that I can go read and shit like that. So I just been doing that and just, make it suffice. Make it suffice. I'm trying to get over my weed addiction, because especially like how I don't have any my weed and tobacco addiction. Because especially like I still kind of paranoid with the spiritual shit I see they're doing and the demonic shit, and especially ones I seen it up front in my face. You see me? So I keep my place locked up and knowing how these people are evil. They'll come and attack me in my sleep. If they're willing to rape me in my sleep, they'll certainly attack me in my sleep. They don't hold no honor like of no man. You see me? So the thing is, I'm no longer about that way. I'm just about exalting the word of God and following, being obedient to God. Like I said, I'm stop cursing. But I'm just grateful for not the experience, but grateful for life. Like, my reputation to me, It's not solid no more. I don't care if people call me crazy. 'Cause I feel like this world crazy. I feel like this world crazy, brother. I don't know. You know, I've never had no mother or father and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm not acting like no mental case. And I see like, yo, I see why certain people would get build mental, be a mental case like that. You see me? Some of them is them. Some of them is them wake up to whatever, acting like a mental case. But some of them, a good amount of them is our people that just can't bear the burden of the confusion and this. So, you know, and they spiritually attack us. You see me? So if you don't have the mental fortitude for fight against it, because they'll joke you. Because people don't talk about that. They're not going to tell you about that, saying people being joked. You see me? So I smoke weed. And then I build up, it seems like I build up a high tolerance to the poison that they've been poisoning me for years. You see me? So, yeah, it still take a toll on me because I do feel pressure on my knees for some reason. You know, like I was attacked and they did rough me up. So, I do have a cut right here. But, you know, I'm just hoping for God to redeem me. You see me? But the Illuminati now, it's like, remember Snow White with the witch? Mm-hmm. It's just like that. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never meant to attack any other group. I just wanted to get an idea of and understand what's going on in the world. You see me? Because even in the Bible, it say, yo, if you attack one of those people with the mark on them, it's 70 folds. You're going to return back to your 70 folds. So all these people were talking about, oh, kill the such and such people. Oh, they need to die and this and that. Keep on doing that. Don't. I advise you not to, because it's clearly you're not reading your Bible. Because when Jesus sent Cain, well, not Jesus, technically, when God sent off Cain and banish him with the mark, he said, anybody who try to harm you out on the outside, they go return back to them 70-fold. You see me? So, I don't know what them I talk about, but me I say, yo, Jono, bro. And I'm talking about the real ones that we know, not people copying them. The real ones. The real ones that control the banks. I don't really want to get into no deep nothing. If I say anything. But I was talking about them, the ones them were have it like that. You see me? You see me? Because they actually reading from the Tamil. These they can't even, they're illiterate. They're just copying from certain information they get on the inside. From probably Kanye West or somebody of that stature in their group for say, oh, that's what they're doing now. Make we go do it too. And then they hate the results more than them. Their descendants hate the results more than them. Because they traffic things and control things. They're just doing it because they don't even know why they're doing it. It just end up to be like some kind of parasitic demon type shit. You see me? Because you sit down in and they are fucking deep. Their only intent is to kill you. Or bad things to happen to you, mistreat you. Because they feel like you think you're better than them. And why would anybody, me and you go in school? If I don't show you, say I don't, you see me, and you isolated me, how going to make me feel like me better than you? If me sit down and take the isolation, what you want me to go hurt myself? That's what they want. That's why they're doing it. You see me, bro? And the truth, they feel like there's not going to be any consequence to it. So, I still here, man. And I'm going to move on from all this. But I'm going to end the live now.